Welcome to PLUTUS IAS. Today I'm going to discuss a very important topic of paper 2 geography optional, wherein I'll discuss all the border countries of India. And the first country that I have taken is China. I'll be discussing the land boundary dispute between India and China and also the contemporary issues that the countries are facing. The first thing that I need to discuss is about the area, the location of the China and why it is a dispute land. The first thing that we need to understand that how much area India shares with China. So if I roughly see the area, this is a western sector. This has been drawn over here also if it's not clear here, so I have drawn it here. So the point is that in the western sector of the area, there is an Aksai chain. This Aksai chain is acquired by China. So China claims it their region, and obviously the India has always said that this has been the part of their territory. Now, this Aksai chain region, along with the Pan Gong So, here we are having Saksham Valley, has been claimed by China that it is their region. So this is a disputed area that you can see in the western sector. So basically the land boundary with China has been divided into three major sectors: the western sector, the middle and the eastern. In the middle sector, we are not having so much of dispute. Only 2000 square kilometer of the area by China is claimed as there. But when I talk about the western sector and the eastern sector, they carry the major weight. For example, if I see this area, the whole area has been the one which has been red marked is the one which is a dispute land, and therein we call it as the line of actual control. This is known as line of actual control. Now this area has been demarcated by, there was agreement which was done between Tibet and India in 1866, wherein we have always claimed that this is defined line between India and Tibet. And when the China came in the scenario, they said no, this line is this particular area is theirs, not India's. Later on, in the middle sector, which is there, in which certain countries are there, Bhutan is there. So in that area, again, they try to maintain kind of a boundary. But the point here is that when I talk about the eastern sector, this boundary is known as McMahon line. India follows McMahon line, wherein the Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim is there. This area is again claimed by China. So China says that the whole of Arunachal Pradesh should be included in China's map. So that is what they claim. So that area is in eastern sector. This is the western sector, and obviously we are having the middle sector. So major contentious issue that we are having in western and the eastern. Now we'll discuss about the strategies that the China has taken in order to take more and more land area of India, and what are they up to. So the first strategy that China is taking is debt trap. Debt trap is what? So basically what they are doing, they are trying to give lot of investments. They are trying to invest lot of money into different countries, and those countries who are financially very poor, maybe their financial structures are distorted, then also they are giving money, they are lending money to them. So in that way, what happens when they lend money with a high interest rate, the country is unable to repay them, and in return of that, China takes away their port area or important naval bases, and then they try to claim their area and they assert their region over there. For example, the first country that I would like to quote here is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was, in fact, is a country wherein they again they have given a lot of money to them for the investment, but Sri Lanka couldn't repay it, so they had taken their Hambantota port. Hambantota port. This Hambantota port is used by China for asserting their presence in Indian Ocean. Their presence in Indian Ocean. Now next very important one is we are having This is known as a debt trap strategy. Now, next strategy of China is that they are following is water strategy. So now, what is this water strategy that is being talked about? So this water strategy is that they are trying to make dams. Very important dam they are making is Motua Dam on Yarlung Sangpo. Yarlung Sangpo. So basically, this Yarlung Sangpo is Brahmaputra. It's the same river, Brahmaputra, and they are trying to make the dams. The dam that they are calling it as Motua Dam. Now they'll build dam, they'll build hydroelectric power project over there. Now, what is the problem with this dam structure? They will control the majority of the flow of the Brahmaputra and use it as a geopolitical weapon for them. For example, whenever there will be floods in the area, they can stop the water. Wherever there is monsoon in the India, they can overflow. They can just release the water, and hence the control, the strategy goes in the hands of China. Right now, there is a free flow of Brahmaputra. They cannot do anything with that. But with this dam in making, they'll be definitely able to control lot part of the Brahmaputra flow, which is coming in India through their dams. So for next thing is this. So in fact, a lot of strategists have called it as the water bomb strategy. It is not the water. No, not is it's not a dam. They're not constructing a dam. Whether in fact they are constructing a water bomb strategy according to many strategists. So next is the BRI project. BRI project. So they are trying to make Belt and Road Initiative, wherein they have taken a lot of areas of different parts of the countries, and in fact they have invested a lot in this. The major project of this is CPEC. Now this CPEC corridor is very prominent, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC corridor, which has been built by them. Now, this CPEC corridor is going to help them a lot in order to access the Western countries, because then they don't have to go all together from the Malacca Strait, wherein 60 to 70% of the trade is passing through. They'll in fact they have built it so that they can use this area and quickly reach to the goods can quickly reach to the Western countries. Now, the point how India has tried to retaliate on this CPEC, they have tried to make their own. They're investing in the Chahabar port, wherein they will be able to see the activities of the Chinese aggression in the Gwadar port, right? So this is what they have done. Apart from that, this is not the first example that they have taken this. There are major ports that has been built by China. So the first is in Myanmar, they are making one. In Bangladesh, they are making Chittagong. That is another port that they are working on. Right, Hambantota, Sri Lanka. I have already discussed Sri Lanka, Hambantota. Then, if you see Africa, in Africa also Djibouti is a major area where they have taken they have formed their naval bases. Djibouti, in fact, in African all eastern coast of Africa, and the western coast of Africa, there are many Chinese naval bases, many Chinese ports. The African ports have been acquired, or maybe they are having the bases over there. So this is what they are doing. So you can see the presence of them there in the Indian Ocean, in the different parts of the world through this policy. So in fact, if you see the structure, if you see the map of China, China is basically in their bounding the Pacific Ocean only. But if I talk about the kind of strategy that they're playing, they're trying to have more and more presence in the Indian Ocean. They're trying to assert their expansionist policy. So earlier they used to follow the peaceful expansionist policy, but now they are quite aggressive in their strategy. So that's all with respect to India and China dispute. I'll come up with the next topic in the next video. Thank you so much.